Well, good morning, world. How's everybody out there today? Beautiful, beautiful sunrise. Look at the sunrise coming up here on the ICW here in Florida. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? That's beautiful. Sun coming up in the morning makes you always full of hope and wanting to get out and go do stuff. And great way to start every morning, seeing the sun come up like that, watching the sunrise. Motivates the hell out of me, it really does. So makes the day full of hope and promise. Anyhow, we're up early as always, leaving the anchors at first light. We were anchored back over in that area there. I think you see a boat back there. We were back by them. 2 sailboats, 2 trawlers, and me. I was the last one to get there, and man, did I get there late. Gotta clear my ears this morning. Anyhow, got in there very late this morning, or last night. Literally got the anchor down and immediately had to turn lights on inside the boat. So I could not have made another mile without having been in the dark. I got there at after the sun had set. It wasn't dark yet, you know, it was in that half hour between sunset and twilight. But yeah, I got in there as the sun had set and had very little time to get the anchor down and get settled in. But got in so late, didn't have dinner last night. Just had a little couple snack things, and that was it. So I'm a little hungry this morning. I got my usual apple and orange and granola bar, banana, apple, orange, and granola bars. Oh. My usual fruit and cereal grain morning. Not a big fan of these granola bars, but when you're out here on the boat traveling down the ICW, you don't have a lot of options. So, don't want to take the time for a hot breakfast. I'm on the road, I'm trying to make distance, make miles. I want to make miles today. I only made 29 miles all day yesterday. Of course, a lot of that was because I stopped and got fuel and provisions. Giving you a little recap of yesterday. For those people that don't like listening to the big long, hour-long live streams in the evening, I do this little morning short update, let you know how things are going and where we're at. So anyhow, I am just a little bit north of St. Augustine. I'll be going by St. Augustine here in a couple hours. I will be well south of St. Augustine by this evening. I was kind of hoping to stop and visit some friends in St. Augustine. There's a real nice couple who let me stay on their catamaran. About a year ago, they let me spend a week, 10 days living on their catamaran while I was in the area trying to get myself figured out as to what I was going to do. Trying to find a boat. I boat shopped a lot around the St. Augustine area, actually all over Florida, using St. Augustine as my base, and just couldn't put anything together at that time, not like I did now. So, but I wanted to reach out and tell them again, thank you very much for your kindness. I wish I had time to hang out in St. Augustine and visit with you guys. I need to get down to the Keys. So I need to get down to the Keys. So I got to get to work, man. Time is money, and I need to start making money. So I hope you guys will understand, and my apologies for not stopping and visiting with you. Anyhow, with that said, we're going to head on down the ICW. Miss Lily, hey Miss Lily, say hello. Can you whoop? Can you whoop? Can you whoop? Can you whoop at something? No? Okay. I'm working on trying to teach her to woof at something, but she's apparently a slow learner with this whole talk thing, so. Anyhow, kids, we'll have more for you later. Everything's doing great here on the good ship Lily 2. The boat's running fine. Miss Rosie's towing along behind us just fine. Heading down the ICW, beautiful morning, clear skies, nothing but contrails and light fluffy clouds up there. So we're gonna make miles today, hopefully, kids. We are against the current, so we're gonna be another slow day. There's an incoming tide. By the time I get to St. Augustine and past that inlet, it'll then be a outgoing tide. So I'm going to be against the current all the way to St. Augustine and against the current past St. Augustine. I'm going to be all day today against the current because just the way the inlets are staged and I could have taken a half day and sat here and waited for the current to come the other direction, but I would just be at the same mess then down on the other end of the day. So nothing you can do about it. You just go. You just go. You make miles. You go. So I did hit a couple bridges that slowed my pathway down. Yesterday I hit another really narrow spot that the boat pretty much came to almost a standstill, trying to make my way through a narrow cut underneath a bridge back there in St. Petersburg. I've hit 2 such spots so far that were a little concerning, that I wasn't making much forward. Not that it wasn't safe, it just wasn't making forward progress. The only spot that I had that I really had some concerns with was once I was in Florida. Was in Florida or in Georgia? I don't remember. I think I was in Florida. The map had me go right down towards a bridge that was not an opening bridge. It was a fixed bridge. But I was in very big current heading right towards a bridge, and I had to make a sharp 90-degree turn and turn up this creek, but I actually had to kind of go past the creek a little bit and back up to it, the way the sands and stuff were shoaling and the way they had the buoys and stuff marked. Well, I got down there. Of course, I was making good speed because I had the current with me going downstream, but as soon as I made that turn and tried to get up into that river coming in off the side, man, it was everything I could do to fight that current to get up in there. In fact, even though I was going that way, my boat was this way, and I was sort of crabbing my way along sideways, full throttle against the current, trying to get my way into that creek. And I tell you what, if that current had been another 1/4 of a knot faster, I never would have made it. I would have been aground, or I would have been wrecked underneath that bridge. So that's some of the perils of having a small, slow boat. Having a small, slow boat is dangerous in that regard, because sometimes if the current's ripping that bad, you just can't do anything about it. You just can't do anything about it. So, drop the anchor. That's about all you can do, and hope it holds in that current, and sometimes it won't. So that was a scary moment a couple of days ago. But other than that, everything's been fine. Haven't had any other scary moments. Hopefully won't have any more. In fact, from here on out, it's pretty much straightforward. The intercoastal in Florida is just like it's a man-made structure. It's just a straight line for a lot of it. Just a lot of cuts through the swamp. Yeah, swamp. You can see here it's all salt marsh. You see all the salt marsh. I'm in a fairly wide open area here, just as I'm getting into St. Augustine, but past here it gets really narrow again. Just a cut about 100 foot wide and straight as an arrow. So it's kind of a fast route, direct route. We'll see how it goes. So anyhow, kids, this is getting along. I'm over 8 minutes already, so I like to keep these short. Good morning, everybody. Hope you had a great day. Great sunrise here. It's too bright now, but great sunrise here just north of St. Augustine. We'll have more for you this evening. Be good and be careful. Remember, kids, in the description down below, there's links to my PayPal and Patreon. Really need some funds right now, guys. I'm going to be in Marathon here in 10 to 14 days. I'm going to need to get a car so I can get back to work. I really need some funds right now. And again, anybody that donates this month during November, I consider it a loan and not a donation. I will repay it with interest. So anyhow, kids, we'll have more for you later. Bye.